Archangel Michael says, there are moments when the world sees you before you even open your mouth. Your presence walks ahead of you, and your appearance becomes a magnet, drawing both admiration and unwanted attention. But right now, the eyes fixed on you are not the ones carrying good intentions. In crowded streets and quiet corners alike, there are individuals who observe in silence, not because they admire your light, but because they wish to exploit it. Your choices in clothing, colors, and style can speak louder than your voice, and lately, they've been speaking to the wrong people. This is why caution must guide your steps from this moment forward. A shadow has been following the trail of your image. Not physically at all times, but in memory, photographs, and impressions you leave behind. Someone has begun to connect dots about you, dots you never meant for anyone to connect, and your attire has been part of that silent language they've learned to read. Archangel Michael says, beauty and presence are gifts, but they must be guarded like treasure. You have walked into places thinking you were blending in, yet unknowingly you've lit a beacon that calls the wrong crowd. This is not about fear, it's about wisdom in the way you shield what belongs only to you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There is a difference between standing out for your talent and being marked for your visibility. Your elegance is your signature, but it's also becoming a pattern for someone who's been keeping track. Each time you step outside, they note the way you move, the color you favor, the style you wear. This person is not random. They have lingered near where you've been, at events, in markets, in places you've visited more than once. Their silence isn't a lack of intent, it's a slow build, waiting for the moment you're too comfortable to notice. In a recent moment, they even brushed past you, just close enough to smell your perfume. Their mind recorded every detail, and this is why what you wear next will matter more than you think. The smallest detail, a scarf, a pattern, a pair of shoes, can confirm to them that you are the same person they've been shadowing. Archangel Michael says, the time has come to adjust, not to erase who you are, but to hide your light from those who don't deserve to see it. Your aura is not meant to be consumed by just anyone, and right now, you must guard it like you would a precious secret. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Even friends you trust may not understand this shift in you. They may call it paranoia or unnecessary worry, but they do not feel the eyes you have felt. They do not see the way a certain figure always seems to be just far enough not to cause suspicion. There are whispers about you, how you dress, how you carry yourself, and they have reached ears that twist admiration into fixation. This is not flattery, it's a silent claim they believe they have over your image. Changing your appearance for a while will break their pattern. Neutral tones, unfamiliar silhouettes, and styles they haven't seen on you before will confuse their memory of you. They will begin to doubt if you are the same person they've been tracking. Your protection now comes not just from awareness, but from transformation. Like a chameleon hides in plain sight, you too must blend into the moments where you once shined too brightly. For now, safety must be your elegance. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, a shift in your energy is already being felt by the one who has been watching you. They sense you might be aware of something, but they cannot confirm it yet. This uncertainty in their mind is your first shield, and you must keep it growing stronger with each move you make. You must begin by changing the smallest things, details that seem insignificant to others but will throw off their trail. The color of your coat, the way you style your hair, the accessories you carry. Every alteration is a message to the unseen that their familiarity with you is breaking. There is power in unpredictability. The one who watches thrives on patterns, on knowing where and when you'll appear, and how you'll look when you do. The moment you break this cycle, their grip weakens, and they are forced to doubt themselves. You may feel uneasy, as if you're playing a game you never agreed to join. But the truth is, this game started long before you knew it. And every glance, every quiet observation they've made, has been part of their silent strategy. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There was a day, not long ago, when you wore something that turned heads in a way you could feel. The air shifted, the stares lingered longer than they should have. You walked away thinking it was just admiration, but one pair of eyes was memorizing every fold, every curve, every shade of what you wore. That moment didn't end when you left, it followed you. It became a photograph in someone's mind, replayed over and over, not with kindness, but with a hunger to see you again exactly that way. This is how they marked you, and this is why your change must be decisive. Archangel Michael says, don't underestimate the silent ones. Their patience is not harmless, it is a preparation. They know how to wait, how to hide, and how to strike only when the time is right. And right now, their time is getting closer, which is why yours must be faster. The transformation you make in the way you present yourself will not only protect you, it will throw their entire plan into chaos. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Some places you've been to recently have not been as random as they seemed. Your presence there was not by accident, but neither was theirs. They were there, already waiting, already knowing you'd appear. Think about it. Those moments when you caught someone looking but looked away before your eyes could meet fully. That wasn't chance, it was caution on their part. They didn't want to reveal that they'd been tracking you from a distance. And yet, no matter how much they try to stay hidden, they cannot erase the energy they carry, the one you've started to feel more often. It's in the way your instincts sharpen, in the sudden tension you feel before entering certain spaces. This awareness is not meant to scare you, it's meant to arm you. When you start listening to it, you begin to make decisions that protect your path before danger has a chance to step in. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Archangel Michael says, in the past few weeks, certain moments have replayed in your life without you realizing their connection. You've walked into a cafe and felt a shift in the air, the same subtle heaviness you felt in the marketplace days earlier. The faces were different, but the feeling was identical. Because the watcher was near, unseen yet fully present. There is a trace they leave behind, not in touch or words, but in the way the atmosphere bends around them. It's the silence that suddenly feels too deep, the stillness that carries tension beneath it. Your soul has been warning you, but the busyness of life has made you set that feeling aside. Now, each choice you make in your appearance can either invite them closer or push them further away. This is why your clothing is not just fabric, it's a signal, a message they are constantly reading. And right now, you must change the language entirely. You are stepping into a period where invisibility will be your strength. You don't need to dim your light forever, only shield it long enough to let the wrong eyes lose track of you completely. Once their memory fades, your steps will be free again. Type Amen to get blessing 222. There was a day you were walking along a busy street, unaware that someone was trailing you. They were far enough to remain unnoticed but close enough to note every movement you made. That day, your outfit stood out in a crowd, and for them, it was like a flag waving just for their attention. Later that night, while you were home, they were replaying the memory in their mind, recalling the way you held your bag, the shape of your jacket, the color of your shoes. They remember far more than you would ever guess, because they've trained themselves to absorb the smallest details. Archangel Michael says, the danger lies not in the obvious, but in what hides in the background. They won't approach openly, not yet. They are patient enough to wait for a moment when your guard is down and your surroundings are quiet. That is why now is the time to disrupt their vision of you. Make them doubt their own memory. Change so drastically in appearance and habit that the person they've been watching no longer matches the one they see. Type Amen to get blessing 666. You may notice certain places feel more exposed than before. What once felt like harmless public spaces now seem filled with too many angles from which someone could watch. These feelings are not paranoia, they are early warnings from the divine. Every time you've brushed off your instincts, you've unknowingly allowed them to collect more of the puzzle that is you. They've been patient, piecing together moments, learning when you're most comfortable, and finding patterns in the colors you favor. Breaking those patterns is more than a style change, it's a spiritual act of reclaiming your safety. Every unexpected choice you make confuses their sense of who you are. It forces them to start over, and most importantly, it takes away their sense of control. Archangel Michael says, this will not last forever. The shadow watching you will eventually lose interest when they can no longer predict you. But until then, you must move carefully, almost as if you are leading them in the wrong direction entirely. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Archangel Michael says, the most dangerous thing about the one watching you is not their presence, but their silence. They have learned to blend into the background, appearing as just another face in the crowd, another shadow passing by. This is why they have been able to remain so close without you catching them fully. But what they cannot hide is the intent that clings to them, like a scent that follows through the air. You have felt it before, an unshakable heaviness when you stepped into a room, the subtle sensation that someone's attention was locked onto you. That was them, studying, memorizing, taking mental snapshots. The moment they realize you are aware of their eyes, their plan begins to crack. Awareness is your first weapon, and change is your second. The way you dress, the way you move, even the colors you choose now can be a shield that blocks their gaze. You are not just altering fashion, you are breaking a spell they've tried to weave around your image. Every choice from now on should confuse their memory, making them doubt if they ever truly knew what you looked like at all. Type Amen to get blessing 999. There was an evening when you wore something that turned strangers' heads more than usual. While many glances were harmless, one was different, it stayed longer, it studied deeper. That look followed you even after you walked away, carried in the mind of someone who saw you as more than just a passerby. Later, when you were safe at home, they were still holding on to that image. They may have even taken a discreet photo or etched the details into memory so vividly that it plays like a film in their mind. This is how they've managed to track you without being seen. Archangel Michael says, now is the moment to disrupt their grip on you. Switch what you wear, move differently, take new routes, and show a side of yourself they have never seen. When you shift your energy, they will lose the trail. Your safety lies in your unpredictability. Do not give them what they expect. Do not give them the version of you they have memorized. Let them chase a shadow that no longer exists. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Recently, there was a place you visited where the same presence was lingering. They weren't standing directly in front of you, but somewhere in the edges of your vision, far enough to blend into the scene yet close enough to watch without missing a single detail. They are skilled at hiding in plain sight. If you recall feeling watched in that moment, it's because your spirit already sensed their energy. It's a heaviness, a quiet pressure on the air, as if the world momentarily slows down when they are near. Changing your appearance now will feel strange at first. But with each adjustment, you will feel lighter, as if pieces of their hold on you are breaking away. This is the Divine's way of guiding you towards safety, small changes leading to powerful protection. Archangel Michael says, "The wrong eyes can only follow what they can recognize." Remove that recognition, and they lose their map to you entirely. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, "You may not realize how much of your life they have already pieced together from a distance. A stranger to your face may know the rhythm of your days, the types of places you visit, and even the subtle habits you carry without thinking. This knowledge didn't come from chance, it came from watchful eyes that have been collecting you, bit by bit. Your appearance has been a guiding light for them, a way to confirm your identity each time they see you. The way your coat swings when you walk, the jewelry you wear, the bag you carry. These are the breadcrumbs that have kept them close without your awareness. Now, it is time to sweep those breadcrumbs away. Begin with changes so small that only you and the Divine will notice the pattern shift. A different shade of clothing, a less predictable style, a deliberate break from your usual routine. These small acts carry power far beyond what they seem, creating a veil between you and the wrong eyes. Every moment you alter your image is like turning a corner they did not expect. Their steps falter, their certainty weakens, and their mental map of you begins to dissolve. That's when their hold on you starts to break. Type Amen to get blessing 111. There was a market you visited not long ago where someone brushed past you. At first, you thought it was nothing, just the push of a crowd, but later you realized they lingered longer than they needed to. They took in every detail of your outfit that day, storing it in their memory like a clue in a game only they are playing. Later, they may have passed by again, somewhere else entirely, just to see if you wore something similar. When they recognized the pattern, their confidence in following you grew. This is why the break must happen now, you must stop feeding them recognition. Archangel Michael says, there are people who do not need to hear your voice to know too much about you. They listen through sight, learning from the way you carry yourself. You can silence them without saying a word, simply by refusing to give them what they expect to see. The moment they realize you have become unpredictable, they will feel a loss they cannot explain. That loss is the wall of divine protection rising between you and them. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Some places have begun to feel heavier than they used to. Rooms where you once felt comfortable now seem to hold shadows at the edges. This is not just in your head, it is the quiet awareness of someone sharing your space without permission. They have watched from seats behind you, from corners of buildings, from the far end of a hallway. They've learned the art of being close enough to observe without being close enough to startle. But this invisible nearness is the very thing you must cut off. Start choosing your locations as carefully as you choose your clothes. Pair the change in your outward appearance with a shift in where you spend your time. Move in ways that confuse the rhythm they've come to rely on. Archangel Michael says, protection is not just about walls, it's about movement, decisions, and the wisdom to be invisible when you choose. You can carry your light, but you must learn when to shield it. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Archangel Michael says, there was a day not long ago when you felt a chill run through you, even though the air was still. You had stepped into a space thinking it was just another ordinary moment, but someone else had stepped into it with an entirely different intention. They positioned themselves where they could see you clearly, studying the way your clothes framed you, the way you moved without knowing they were there. That image they captured in their mind has not faded. They hold on to it as if it is a key, a marker they can use to spot you anywhere. Every time you unknowingly repeat that style or color, it reinforces their recognition. This is why your change in appearance must be deliberate, powerful, and immediate. You have to think of yourself as stepping into a new skin, one they have never touched, never studied, never even imagined. This is more than fashion. This is spiritual camouflage. With each change, you become harder to follow, harder to find, harder to own in their memory. And when their confidence begins to crack, they will reveal themselves in small ways, hesitation in their steps, lingering glances that no longer match the certainty they once carried. That is when you will know your shield is working. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There was an afternoon when you walked down a familiar street, and for a moment, you felt watched. You looked over your shoulder, but no one seemed out of place. What you didn't see was the figure leaning casually at a distance, blending in, their gaze locked on you like a lens that never blinks. That day, you carried yourself with the grace you always do, but that grace has become their map. They don't need your name, your address, or your words, they only need the way you present yourself to the world. And for them, that is enough to keep tracing your steps. Archangel Michael says, it is time to take away that map. Walk with new patterns. Change the tempo of your steps. Wear the colors you never choose, and hide the ones they have memorized. The confusion this will cause them will grow like a fog, making it harder and harder for them to keep up. This is not about fear, it's about taking back the control they thought they had over your presence. Your transformation will not just protect you, it will unsettle them in ways they did not expect. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You may notice that certain encounters feel staged, as if the same faces or figures appear in different places you visit. This is not coincidence. This is the slow tightening of a circle meant to make you feel observed without proof. They may never approach you directly. Instead, they feed on the certainty of knowing they can find you when they want. That certainty is their power, and you are about to strip it from them entirely. By shifting your outer image and breaking your routines, you're pulling the ground out from under them. They will not be able to tell if the person they see is you, or just someone who looks similar. And with that doubt comes hesitation, and with hesitation comes distance. Archangel Michael says, there is nothing stronger than a soul that knows how to protect its light. And right now, your light is learning to shine only where it is safe. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Archangel Michael says, your shift in awareness has already begun to disrupt the rhythm of the one who has been silently observing you. They may not even realize why they are feeling frustrated, but deep inside, they know something has changed. You no longer appear exactly as they remember, and that small difference unsettles them more than you can imagine. They have relied on your predictability, your favorite colors, your choice of accessories, the way your clothing moves when you walk. These were their anchors, the things they used to confirm that it was really you. Now, with each unexpected choice you make, those anchors are breaking loose, leaving them adrift in uncertainty. This is how divine protection works, sometimes not by removing the danger instantly, but by making you untouchable in ways the danger can't fully comprehend. Every day you alter even the smallest detail, you are rewriting the image they hold of you, until one day it no longer matches at all. They will search for the version of you they knew, but they will find only a shadow, a shifting form they can't pin down. And that is when their pursuit will begin to fade, because the person they were chasing no longer exists. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You may not realize it, but there have been times when they've followed you into places without you knowing. Standing far enough not to be noticed, but close enough to see you clearly, they've taken mental notes of your every movement. That silent presence in the background of your day was never coincidence, it was calculated patience. One day, you will look back on this and see the divine fingerprints all over your survival. You will realize how many moments you walked through danger unknowingly, yet were shielded by instincts you didn't even know you were following. This is one of those moments now. Archangel Michael says, protect your image like you would protect your most valuable possession. Your clothing, your style, your way of moving, these are part of your identity, and they must be guarded against eyes that look without kindness. Changing your outer appearance is not hiding who you are, it's hiding from those who have no right to see the fullness of you. You are not shrinking, you are protecting, and that is a form of strength they cannot touch. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Somewhere, not far from you, there is someone replaying the memory of when they last saw you. They remember the details as clearly as if they had taken a photograph. The shade of your clothes, the shine of your shoes, even the way the light caught your hair that day. But what they don't know is that the next time they see you, you will not look the same. They will second-guess themselves, wondering if they've mistaken you for someone else. That moment of doubt is the beginning of the end for their silent pursuit. In their mind, they've been collecting a version of you that no longer exists. And the more you change, the more their mental image becomes useless. This is your power now, to make their vision of you vanish like mist in the sun. Archangel Michael says, their confidence in finding you will weaken, and the moment they no longer feel certain, their hold over you is broken. Keep making yourself unrecognizable in their eyes until they give up entirely. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, each step you take in this transformation is like erasing footprints from a trail that someone has been following for far too long. They have depended on your consistency, believing that you would always remain predictable. But the moment you began to shift, you unknowingly shattered their map. There was a time when they could spot you instantly, even from across a crowded street. They would catch a glimpse of the fabric you favored, the signature style that made you stand out, and it was enough to confirm their target. Now, every unexpected choice you make is like a locked door they cannot open. This shift in energy doesn't just change the way you look, it changes the way you feel to those around you. Even people with good intentions may pause and take a second look, realizing that something about you is different, harder to define, more protected. That is the divine shield at work, wrapping you in a form they cannot fully grasp. The more you embrace this change, the more invisible you become to the wrong eyes. And invisibility, right now, is your greatest weapon. Type Amen to get blessing 555. There was a particular day when they expected to see you in your usual way. Perhaps they were even waiting in a place they believed you would appear. But when you arrived, something was different. Your clothes were unfamiliar, your energy unreadable. They hesitated, unsure if it was you at all. That single hesitation planted doubt in their mind. Doubt is dangerous to them because it weakens their confidence and forces them to question the patterns they thought were solid. The more you make them question, the less power they have over your movements. Archangel Michael says, every time you cause them to pause, you win. Every time you make them second guess, the divine is breaking their grip on you. This is why you must continue to shift, to evolve, to remove every piece of recognition they have gathered. Soon, their memory of you will blur so much that even if they stand right beside you, they will not be certain it is you. That uncertainty will become the wall they cannot cross. Type Amen to get blessing 888. In the days ahead, you will notice moments of relief, times when the air feels lighter, when you can move without feeling the silent weight of someone's gaze. These are signs that their grip is loosening. Your changes are working, and the divine is reinforcing your path. But this is also the time to remain vigilant. People like this do not always give up immediately. They may make one last attempt to confirm if they have truly lost you. This is why you must remain consistent in your unpredictability until the threat is completely gone. You may even feel a shift in your own spirit, a deeper confidence, a sense of calm replacing the quiet tension you've carried. This is the freedom that comes when the wrong eyes no longer see you clearly. Archangel Michael says, when that day comes, you will not only be safe, you will be stronger than ever. Your light will shine again, but only for those who are worthy of seeing it. Type Amen to get blessing 111.